Good evening, everyone. My name is Mike Musali, and I'm one of the board members with the Cannabis Chamber of Commerce. And I'd like to welcome all of you here to our virtual speed networking event this evening for February. Today we have a great topic we're going to be discussing, which is the future of beverages. And we've got a nice lineup of speakers, and we also have some great sponsors that help make this event possible. I'd like to give a shout out to Rick Gillis, who's our keynote speaker with Tinley's. We have a manufacturing facility, which he's going to be talking about. After we get through some of the stuff in the beginning, we're going to get into the speed networking portion of the event. And then we'll get into some breakout sessions where you'll be able to have one-on-one conversations and group conversations with several of the folks that will be speaking this evening. With that said, I would like to introduce our title sponsor, which is Headset, and I would like to turn it over to Jocelyn Sheltraub with Headset.
Right on. Thank you, Michael. I'm so stoked to be back here doing this or sponsoring this event again. We participated last December, and it was wonderful to meet so many community members. So stoked to be here again. Very happy to be talking about beverages, because beverages are just a very exciting category. They've certainly been very buzzworthy in the media these days. And I've been thinking a lot about what's been driving that increased attention. And I suspect some of it may be due to the fact that beverages are one of the fastest growing categories in products in cannabis right now. They're driving new first-time consumers into the market. And since the pandemic, we've been seeing consumer preferences shift into products that are viewed as a little bit more health conscious. Now, also, since the passing of the Farm Bill in 2018, we're seeing hemp-based CBD beverages increase in sales nationwide, which is certainly going to impact the adult use market as more people are becoming familiar with the category. So for us to have a really good picture of where beverages are headed, I think we really need to look at how they've evolved over the last couple of years, especially here in California, since we've legalized for adult use. So if we just take a look back a couple of years ago, back in the Prop 215 days, there were very few beverages that were on market. And I think most would agree that the ones that were available were generally not the best tasting. They were very high in THC. Most of the time, these beverages were about 100 milligrams per bottle, and they lacked consistency. So this would leave people often not having the best experiences. But this has all started to change over the last few years, which has really resulted in growth of this category. And some projections are saying that beverages are going to reach nearly $6 billion in sales in the US by 2025. And at Headset, we are very bullish on the opportunity for beverage producers and the retailers selling them. So I just wanted to take a look at in 2020, kind of what we've been seeing. So overall in the market, beverages are making up, just under 1% of our total sales in California. So this is totaling about $40 million in 2020. Now, as a point of contrast, the largest category of sales in California is flower, which made up about 43% of our overall sales last year and totaling almost $2 billion. So with all of that said, flower sales, it's been interesting because from February last year and to date, the sales have really plateaued. But beverages, this is the opposite story. Beverages are seeing this really strong upward month-over-month growth. And there's a lot of different types of beverages that have been evolving over the last couple of years. The most popular certainly being carbonated beverages, but we're also seeing a lot of different products like iced teas, lemonades, fruit juices, elixirs, mocktails, sports energy drinks, teas and cocos, even things like milk. So you name it, it's being created right now. And so California, we're leading the way when it comes to product innovation, and we're seeing it with brands like Keef Cola, Can, Lagunitas, Key Coco, Tinley, of course. And our top brands are really making up a good majority of our sales. So to me, this is really exciting because this leaves a lot of opportunity for new entrepreneurs or traditional beverage brands to really enter the space and help grow our overall category. So I guess just to close out from my end, if you're creating a beverage company or if you're a retailer selling beverages and you want to understand more about what we're seeing at Headset in terms of trends, feel free to hit me up. Happy to have a colleague and myself go through any of these trends with you. So I'm going to pass it over to Rick because I know Rick is going to give us a lot more insight into what he's seeing over at Tinley and can kind of elaborate on some of these trends that I was mentioning.
Well, thank you very much, Jocelyn, and good afternoon to everyone that's participating in today's event. I'm super excited to be part of the team today, and on behalf of all my colleagues at the Tinley Beverage Company, I'm thrilled to talk about beverages. It's a business I've been in for my entire career, so that's 3+ decades, but the last 2, I've been well immersed in the cannabis-infused beverage space. But as a resident of Orange County, I'm even more excited to be part of the Orange County Cannabis Chamber event today. And again, I'm very excited to talk about what I know is a very, very exciting future for cannabis-infused beverages. But I think you need to step back for just a moment, because when you say the word cannabis or marijuana, nobody really thinks of drinking it. You think of smoking it, you think of eating it. And frankly, the 3 barriers for beverages have all but been solved here over the last couple of years. We all know that every cannabinoid is not water soluble, and therein lies the biggest challenge for cannabis drinks. Oil and water, as we know, don't mix. So as Jocelyn mentioned before, it was very difficult to really produce a great tasting beverage. And so the category didn't get a lot of credibility. But it was only a few years ago that some really sharp PhDs got into the space. And I've spent a lot of time doing a lot of due diligence on a lot of science providers for the category. And we went through an exhaustive process to find a phenomenal, science nanoemulsification technology, because the fact that THC and CBD and all the cannabinoids can be solubilized has now made it possible for this category to exploit and to offer unbelievable amounts of opportunities to create any kind of drink for this category. So frankly, barrier number 1 has been solved thanks to technology. Thanks to nanotechnology, we can now solubilize the molecule and we can make great tasting drinks. And the other key benefit of this technology is it makes the product bioavailable. Said another way, you can have a rapid onset. In most of the drinks on the market today, you can get a very nice onset in as little as 5 to 10 minutes, but most average around 15. And that, frankly, is the same as beverage alcohol. Now, the second barrier to cannabis-infused beverages is the scaled infrastructure to actually make the drinks. And here I sit in our Long Beach facility, and I apologize. Normally, I've got the backdrop of about $7 million of stainless steel that we've put in this facility. We are in an amazing location. It's 20,000 square feet, and we've fully commissioned a bottling line. But our whole attempt here is to be a wonderful destination for contract manufacturing. And we exist for that sole purpose, is to build this amazing category. And while I can't be out on the manufacturing floor right now, I apologize for that because it's too noisy. We're in the process of installing a 20-foot long, 6-foot wide tunnel pasteurizer, which makes even more innovation possible for the category, because many products that use clean ingredients are going to need pasteurization to provide a stable product for the consumer. We're also installing today a mini line, a full end-to-end Accutech mini line that fills about 100 bottles a minute of 2-ounce and 3-ounce shots. But I say all this because this is what's really important for this category to be developed in a super high quality way. If there's one thing that we're going to be known for at the Tinley Beverage Company, is providing sustainable, high quality beverages that consumers can rely on. And we build that trust that every time they open any drink we put our license on, that it's going to be a satisfying experience, a drink that tastes great, and that delivers an onset at the time you expect. So barrier number 2 around infrastructure, we're essentially solving in all facets of beverage manufacturing. And I failed to mention that we've also received our can, filler, and seamer, and we'll have a fully installed can line here in a matter of weeks. So we literally will be able to produce any and all package sizes here. I love giving tours of our facility. I'm very proud of what we've built here over the last couple of years. So we'll have a good chat during the networking event. I'm happy to connect with all of you and invite you to come see the future. Now, the third barrier that we talk about for cannabis beverages is the fact that, we have to live through the current regulatory environment in that we can only sell beverages in about, call it about 700, dispensaries, clubs across the state. Now, frankly, there's no better place to build this category than the state of California. And we're talking the largest cannabis market in the world. And we're talking a very, very large beverage consumption market in the world. But we're going to have to work creatively to build the business and grow the category in our best access to the consumer. And that's through our amazing dispensary partners out there. But we all know that it's not 700 7-Elevens out there. And the ability to shop this category is a bit challenging because beverages are a bit bulky. They're difficult to handle. But our partners out there that are building these amazing shops for folks to buy these drinks, they're going to evolve over time because beverages are impulse driven. So the more they can be on the floor, ready to shop, we're going to be able to grow it that much further. But I'll give you a little glimpse as I, think about the future of this category. I mean, California is hovering around 3 to 5% of the total cannabis industry. But look no further than what's happened just north of us in the country of Canada. Now, they've built a lot of amazing beverage infrastructure for manufacturing. And the category today in Canada, and they've only been at it for a little over a year when they legalized beverages, are now at a whopping 23% of the cannabis category. That only tells you what's coming for us here in the States and more specifically in California. So I'll tell you, we're in discussions with numerous clients that are looking to bring a beverage to life here. And that's a collection of, dispensaries that want to launch a white label, private label drink. We've got, other cannabis companies that are currently in smokables and edibles that want to move into a beverage. And there is all kinds of activity happening from other interested suitors around the country. So, coming from somebody who's done nothing but drinks his whole career, I couldn't be more bullish and excited about what the future holds for cannabis-infused beverages. And I'll tell you just a little plug on what we're doing to help build a pipe from the $260 billion beverage alcohol category. I mean, the whole premise of the Tinley Beverage Company is based on this promise that we want to provide, healthy alternatives and frankly, more fun alternatives to folks that may be currently imbibing in beverage alcohol. We're basically living in a very narrow lane of creating alcohol-inspired beverages. So those that are familiar with our products, we love the fact that we do a margarita type drink, we do a Paloma, we do a gin and tonic and a Moscow Mule, and we also have those great elixirs where you can make your own cannabis-infused mocktails. But that's just a small part of the business in our company that legitimizes our credentials at making great tasting drinks with rapid onset, bioavailability, and something you can have a lot of fun with. And, I think it's something that we're all going to pay attention to. We're all going to get behind. And I can tell you the role we're going to play in providing scaled, high quality beverage manufacturing is something we want to do for the category and to build this for many years to come. And heck, why not try a cannabis infused beverage? And particularly from a microdose standpoint, a lot of canna-curious people that are sniffing around this industry. And I think that's how we're going to grow, not just the cannabis industry, but do it in a form that really drafts on the social acceptability platform that frankly, beverage alcohol has lived on for decades and decades. So why not bring that to cannabis in a way that people can really enjoy, have fun, and share with your family and friends and make the party even that much more exciting. So I know I only had a short time to tell you about the future of beverages, so I'll invite you to come to Long Beach and come see the future with me, and I can tell you a whole lot more about what's happening in this space. So with that, I want to thank the Chamber for the opportunity to talk about cannabis-infused beverages. You can tell I'm super excited about what we're doing and the role we're playing to build this amazing future for the industry. And with that, we're going to turn it over to our next sponsor. So all of you, thank you again for listening in. I appreciate it.
All right, want to say thank you to Vivid Oak for being one of our platinum sponsors. And our next sponsor is My Green Network.
The world is moving towards a shared economy, where we live, how we get places, and even the way we work. Isn't it time for cannabis too as well? Introducing My Green Network, Southern California's first, truly dedicated shared manufacturing spaces. We're revolutionizing the way entrepreneurs start their journey in getting a cannabis license, making it faster, affordable, and hassle-free. So start smart. Go green the way you want.
Hi. Thank you to our incredible sponsors for today's event. You'll have the opportunity, as Mike said, to network further in the moderated breakout sessions. And for the next 30 minutes, raffle tickets can be purchased, including the grand prize vacation stay. The raffle proceeds benefit the Last Prisoner Project, and the link is going to be in the chat to the right of your screen. Now, are you really ready for some networking fun? When I say go, you will click on the word networking that's on the left of your screen. You're going to be paired one-on-one for 4 minutes each. And when your conversation is going well, both parties will want to hit connect before the timer runs out. So have a pen and paper ready for note-taking. There is, again, the chat window to the right of the screen to use for raffle tickets, next 30 minutes, event messages, and any tech support. So for the next 48 minutes, let's have some fun. Ready, go.